I planned our camping life down to the dollar, or at least I thought I did. These three mistakes cost me money and stress. And before we get started, I'm not talking about the small stuff. Like on our very first trip, we actually broke the dinette. I put too much pressure on it while getting up, and the table broke. Stuff like that happens. Forgetting food happens. Minor things breaking happens. That's part of learning. But the mistakes I'm talking about today, these were big. They had consequences. If you're new to camping, learn from these mistakes so you don't learn the hard way. The last one is huge. I ended up spending thousands of dollars to rectify that one. You don't want to miss it. We were packing up to leave. The kids were around. Everything felt routine. I started putting the jack down without realizing the stairs weren't tucked away. The stairs pushed straight into the mesh door, and just like that, the door ripped. Broken, annoying, completely unnecessary. All because I skipped the checklist. Here's the lesson: checklists are not for when things feel complicated, they are for when things feel too familiar. Now we keep a physical checklist. No memory, no shortcuts, every single time. Mistake number two was not servicing the camper annually. This one hurt a lot. We were driving back from New York, heading home through Pennsylvania, and in the middle of nowhere, I saw smoke coming out of the driver's side tire of the camper and a weird noise. Stuck on the side of the road trying to find a shop that would take a 32-foot camper is not fun. I finally found one, but getting the camper to the shop 10 miles away in the mountains with that weird sound was far more stressful than I wanted. Wheel bearings and brakes had failed on the camper. Not only did I have to leave the camper there and come back a few days later to pick it up, we ended up spending $1,500 on these emergency repairs. And more than money, the stress, the very thing that we camped to get away from. This mistake came down to one thing: I treated maintenance like it was optional, something I could delay. But preventive maintenance always feels expensive until you skip it. Now, annual service is non negotiable. Bearings, brakes, tires. It's budgeted before the season starts, not after something breaks. Mistake number one was not accounting for campground fees. This is the biggest one. Because I'm a planner, when I bought the camper, I ran all the numbers: payments, insurance, maintenance, gear. Everything was accounted for. Everything except the simplest fact: you have to pay to camp. Nightly campsite fees were not part of my original model. And once we started camping more, those costs added up fast. The realization pushed me into a big decision. I ended up buying a campground membership that cost me thousands of dollars. At first, it was super painful, but over time, I started seeing it differently. Not as a mistake, but as a long term investment. The more we camp each year, the more sense it makes. The lesson here isn't don't camp, it's this: camping costs don't stop once you buy the RV. Now that we don't have any hidden costs in camping, I want to make sure you understand what it takes. Check out my video on actual cost of camping on the channel. Camping was supposed to simplify our lives. At first, these mistakes did the opposite, but they taught me something important. Simplicity doesn't come from planning alone, it comes from experience. Once I fixed these things, camping became what we wanted it to be: less stress, more presence, more family time. If you're new to camping, you will make mistakes. The goal isn't avoiding them, it's making cheaper ones than I did. If this helped you, consider subscribing and let me know in the comments below what was your biggest mistake.